Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Submachine. We're on to game number 9, The Temple, and I realized I didn't recap kind of what happened at the end of number 8, so I'm going to briefly, as best I can, try to explain, because it gets pretty complicated here. Because in the 8th game, we really introduce what a layer is. They show up in earlier games, the concept of layers, but we don't really talk about them any further than that. But the 8th game goes into them because the game mechanic is transporting yourself between layers, so or different dimensions, I guess, if that makes more sense. But the idea is one spatial area has multiple dimensions in it, multiple layers, and you can go between those layers. So it's like you're moving to different areas, but you're actually in the same space. And the submachine, or at least part of it, was built so that the different layers all interlock. So you can go between the layers very easily. And then there is some sort of plan that is revealing. And now that we've found our way through those layers, in this game we find ourselves in wherever the plan is. The plan to stop Murtaugh, to find Elizabeth, and to get the heck out of the submachine. So let's get started in this game. So did you travel too far or too early? Okay. What if I told you neither? Feels kind of Matrix-like there. And here we are, where we found ourselves after walking through that door in the 5th layer. We still have our device here that switches layers. It tells us now we're in the 1st layer, which is odd, because we were in the 5th layer. And in that game, the 1st layer was a space, kind of felt like we were on a meteor somewhere, just in the middle of space. There was a spaceship, stuff like that. The 5th layer was this temple-like thing. That's where we were. And so you see at the bottom of the screen, to remind you, the I's and the O's. The O is which layer we're in, and the I's are the inactive layers. But no matter what layer we go to, this place looks the same. Which is very, very odd, because the layers normally are very different. So wherever we are, we found a place where the layers all come together, and this area is the same in every single layer, which is strange. Why do we even have this device anymore? We also have our hammer with us, which we'll find useful. Just like in the previous game, it was only useful for finding secrets. In this game, it is only useful for finding secrets. So there's that. The light of Shiva drew Murtaugh to live in the lighthouse. Alright, so we had ancient Egypt, we had some Buddhism stuff. Now we got some Hinduism. Not sure what this is about yet. Alright, I have to hit the exit button. And over here we have some kind of building. We can't really go any further. And there's a box here with a symbol on it, but it's not interactable, so we'll remember this symbol and come back. Over here, the light of Shiva drew Elizabeth to leave the lighthouse. Huh. And we have what looks like a fountain, but instead of water just kind of sprinkling everywhere, there's a laser going straight into the sky, like the laser we saw at the end of the 7th game. And it looks like there's water coming out of this. It's green water, but whatever. Some kind of doorway, but we can't go in. We could pick that up, though. It's a brass rod. And here we have something that looks suspiciously like some place to insert a lever. Might as well just use this as a lever, right? There we go. So what's that do? Well, it opens this door. Now we can go inside, and there's another doorway here. But this room is too dark to really see anything except this bowl with a symbol below it. And we see another bowl with this symbol below it. Here. We can't do anything with the bowl, though, at the moment. And over here we find a jug of some kind. We can't really take anything else, so let's leave. Maybe we can use the jug. Maybe we can fill it up with some of that crazy green water over here. Let's try that. Karmic water. Okay. Strange. So what do we do with karmic water? Well, we can maybe pour it out on some stuff. We can't really drink it ourselves. Game doesn't let us, and I don't know what would happen if we did. But we can pour it into things, and these look awfully a lot like something we can pour water into, right? So let's just pour some water in this bowl. And it does this weird thing where the water comes out and forms a shape. And we can actually take a part of that shape. So apparently this karmic water can create actual interactable objects, like a cogwheel. There was also a bowl in here. And when we do that, it creates this whole thing. We have some symbols here, including the symbol we saw on the side of the structure at the beginning. So maybe we can use this. Oh, this looks like it fits here. Look at that. A perfect fit. And we can press this. It's a little lever, and that moves out of the way. So maybe something's happened to that block outside. Let's head back over there. And we're inside this building because the block is gone. Oh, it moved down. I see. And now we're in some room that's got a slanted roof on it. And we have some device here with some kind of receptacle or something. And some metal rings here and a metal ring there. We can pull this one down and it brings these out like a ladder, so we can just climb that. If we go over here, we have another slanted roof, but it's got a little hole there. We can actually look up. It's got a shaft of some kind, but we can't climb up or do anything. And in fact, if you're paying attention to the layout of this place, this room, if you were to go to the left, down, right, and right, the slant continues down on that room. So we're kind of in a pyramid-shaped building, it would seem. Or at least a triangle of some kind. We can also take this object, the brass scarab, and this looks a lot like the receptacle we saw down here. So let's just put it in there. Yep, that works. And we get part of a stone key. Not the whole thing, though. We can go this way. We see another one of these ladders that isn't available, but we have a brass bowl that takes karmic water, so we can use that. And pull that. And here we go. Back this way, we see some kind of box. We can't do anything with it. It looks like you can stick something in that hole. Maybe a key of some kind. We'll keep that in mind and come back later. And another ladder, this time heading downward, but this grating is covering the hole, so we'll need to move that out of the way. We have another part of a stone key here, and for the first time in the series, we are going to combine inventory items by clicking one and then clicking the other. We do this a couple times in this game. I believe we do it in the next game as well. I'll remember when we get to it. But it's very rare, so you might not know you can do this unless you've played a lot of these games, because inventory combination is a very common aspect of those games. So that opens the grate, so we can climb down, but there's no more ladder rungs, so I guess we just jumped down. That's that. There's actually a ladder rung here, which you can put in one of these, but it doesn't do anything. If you put the ladder rung in one of these, you lose the ladder rung forever. You never get it back. And this is necessary to get one of the secrets, so we're not going to do that. We're going to let this ladder stay where it is. We're not going to go back up. At least not yet, because we do see this symbol. And every time we've seen this symbol, we've had a bowl here we could pour karmic water in. So maybe if we find a bowl and put it here, it'll create the mechanism by which we climb back up. And it's a dead end. Looks like another stone key would go here. And maybe something on this pedestal. We also have some etching in the wall here. It says I. Oh, this looks like it's telling us the layer of this. So this would be the 5th layer. So if we do that, what'll happen? Well, this pedestal has changed, that's for sure. In fact, every layer we go to has a very slightly different object for that pedestal. Which is very strange, because before, changing layers didn't do anything. But now it's creating new objects. And that's kind of the weird thing about this location. And it has a name which hasn't been expressed yet. Or at least not directly in a way that you would know that this area, a special place where all the layers come together. So it is the same in every dimension except for a few anomalies. And when we have an anomaly, there's an etching that tells us which layer we are looking for. So if we go to layer 5, we can actually take this right off the pedestal. It's a brass key. And that opens this door right up. And you can head in and grab, look at that, the brass bowl that we were talking about just a moment ago. You can look up this shaft, there's nothing there. So we can put that brass bowl there. We can pour the karmic water in it. And there's our ladder heading back up. Because we will need to go back up one more time because there was that box with the hole in it we needed to find a key for. And so I'll stop us right there and continue all of this in the next video. So see you then. Bye.